right, ladies and gentlemen, the patch notes for the 922 update, mid-month patch if you will, is here. So new uniforms coming for Sharon Rogers, Luna Snow, and Crescent. Tier 3 coming for White Fox. Everything we predicted is happening. However, it is happening a day later than usual. It's kind of unfortunate because I know many of you guys, myself included, stayed up late last night, early yesterday morning, waiting for the patch notes to see what's up with these uniforms. However, they, for whatever reason, without like I guess notifying us or anything, but I guess they don't need to notify us because who cares, right? We don't matter. Anyways, well, I know I don't. Maybe you guys do. Anyways, point is, the uniforms are here a day late. Is it worth the wait? Let's talk about it, right? So as you can see right here, patch is scheduled for today at 9 p.m. PDT. For me, that's going to be 12 a.m. EST, so convert that into your own time. So basically, this is going to be Thursday for me, even though it's saying Wednesday here. The patch will be applied in waves, so there's going to be no maintenance. You're just going to log in. You're going to see a 30 megabyte download. That's going to be the uniforms coming in. You just click update or /download, and you'll be able to purchase the uniforms and Tier 3 or White Fox. It might happen a little bit earlier than usual. Last time it happened like I think 5 hours early, something like that, 3 to 5 hours early. Anyways, let's talk about it. The new uniforms are going to be on sale. Actually, all uniforms will be on sale. Yep, not just the new ones, so that's cool. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, a brand new uniform for Sharon Rogers. Is it really worth the wait? So first and foremost, what they did for Sharon Rogers here is they gave her 5% more chain hit damage. Woo! 5% more chain hit damage. Yeah, buddy! Not really. It's 5% more. Is it an upgrade? Yes, but is it anything crazy to write home about? Not really. Next thing they did for Sharon Rogers is they changed her leadership. Before, the activation rate was 25% and the HP shield was actually 20%. They buffed that to 50. I don't know who was using Sharon Rogers' leadership, because this is not something I would ever use over an attack buffing leadership or debuff removal. I'm just saying, like, I would not use this for anything. So the fact that they went out of their way to buff a leadership that nobody cares about is just beyond me. But who knows, maybe that's gonna be meta, but definitely not with a cooldown time like this. You insane? Not on my watch. Anyways, first skill is just pretty much fluff. Second skill, stun, so it's not important. Third skill, oh my gosh, really? So they're keeping the damage accumulation the same as it's always been. It's still damage received. The cooldown time is actually the same. Everything is the same. So that's literally a bummer right there. They had an opportunity here to make big bucks out of Sharon Rogers, but it looks like they don't really care about your money like that. The fourth skill now has defense down. Who cares? Because nobody's really playing War Boss Ultimate like that. Okay, here's the thing, maybe new players, like on my free-to-play account, yeah, I'm still playing War Boss Ultimate, but the top tier players are already playing War Boss Legend, and they've been playing War Boss Legend for almost a year now, and that's where the game is. So the fact that they decided to go and put defense down 45% on the on the fourth skill, and then increase the cooldown time of the fourth skill, mind you, because before the cooldown time on this was 11 seconds, now it's 13 seconds, so that's just lame. And then lastly, they did nothing for the fifth skill. Wowzers. So Sharon Rogers is getting 5% chain hit damage, and that is it. Unless these skills are just hitting incredibly hard, which we will find out. There might not be a reason to buy this uniform outside of the aesthetics. I think this might be the first time they upgrade Sharon Rogers without even upgrading her. And I'm just saying upgrade loosely. I mean, like, this might be the first time they give this character a uniform and there's no reason to buy it. Unless this new change to the laser buster is actually just making that skill hits really hard, because keep in mind, Sharon Rogers has always been a character where you do 3 for the accumulation, 5 to trigger the damage proc to get the crit rate buff and to heal. They didn't even buff the heal, mind you. The 10% heal is outdated for me personally. For War Boss Legend, I think she needs a little bit more. I think she needs like 20%. I think they should have made this 2 seconds instead of 1 second, just because of the fact that you have to accumulate damage with her, and you put her at risk at dying on you at high stages when Null and Mephisto can penetrate and they deal so much damage. I know some of you guys are on stage 1, you're on stage 5, you're on stage 9. It's not really a problem. Once you make it past stage 20, stage 30, and get up into stage 40 territory, I know some of you guys are probably not thinking that far ahead, but to be honest, there are people there and there are people actively trying to push even further beyond. So the fact that they know that Sharon Rogers needed a better heal and more survivability and they didn't bother to do that is just a shame. We'll see what happens here. Maybe she just does incredible damage on these skills. Now we can't judge just off paper alone, because look at Silk. I'm always gonna say look at Silk, even though that was a paywall uniform. Silk's uniform on paper, yeah, we didn't see everything that we wanted to see, but when you take her into content, she melts content. So we'll see if Sharon Rogers has really been changed. We're gonna put her to the test tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. As soon as the update goes live, she's the first uniform I'm gonna test. I really wanted to test Crescent because I feel as though Crescent had a big opportunity to make them money, especially for ABX players, but it is what it is. Let's jump in. Let's take a look at the woman of the hour, Luna Snow. And honestly, I'm not too sure if this one is even worth it either, but let's talk about it. So first things first, Luna Snow's uniform is giving her 10% additional cold damage. Before, she was only getting 15% cold damage from her last uniform. Now she has 25%, so that's 10% more damage on top. We'll have to wait and see how that translates into ABX, and more importantly World Boss Legend, because that's where many people were hoping to take her into. We'll have to wait and see. They did give her a new passive, so that's a big change compared to Sharon Rogers, who didn't really get too much more than the chain hit and I guess some defense down, which again, kind of not where we're at in the game. I'm not too sure why you're trying to sell defense down at this point when you've made the effect essentially irrelevant by making it so that PvP, it's mandatory to have debuff removal. And then for World Boss Legend, the best rewards are in a game mode where the bosses cannot be affected by defense down. I don't know, man. I don't get it. These guys are behind the times and they're creating the time, so I don't understand. Anyways, point is, they removed Luna Snow's Encore passive. If you don't remember, before, her passive made it so that when she used her third skill, it would reset her 1 skill cooldown time, and then when you use the 1 skill, it would reset her 2 skill cooldown time, and you could cycle through those skills and build up her tier 3 faster. And the tier 3 is her bread and butter because the tier 3 offers her damage accumulation, and once you get that damage accumulation up, it's only up for 6 seconds. So you have to basically spam your skills and getting as much damage as you can in that 6-second window. Now that the Encore passive is gone, and she now has a flat 10% all attack, all defense, and 5% all speed buff, is this going to be enough to make up for slower charge time on the tier 3, or are the new skills just gonna make it so that she's naturally faster getting to the tier 3 and this is just a flat 10% all attack buff? We will have to wait and see. Okay, ladies and gents, I don't want to judge this one ahead of time, but it could be a nerf if she's just as slow as she was before building the tier 3 and they took away your ability to rush to the tier 3 faster. Okay, we'll have to wait and see, but boy oh boy, I was expecting more. Anyways, moving on. Second skill now has 4 seconds of freeze time. Third skill has 4 seconds of freeze time. Fourth skill, we have freeze, entice, cold resistance down 30%. We got max HP recovery, and we have a guard hit. One thing I do want to point out is on the third skill, this used to be 13 seconds. Now it's 12 seconds. On the second skill, that used to be 8 seconds, now it's 7 seconds, so they did lower the cooldown time a little bit on those two skills. 18 seconds here on the fourth skill is exactly the same as it was, and 16 seconds on the fifth skill is exactly the same as it was. The effects on this skill is exactly the same as it was before. Oh boy, so either they tune up the damage on just the old skills and then just copy paste them, or all we're seeing for Luna Snow here is some freeze and some extra cold hit damage from the uniform bonus and a new passive. We'll have to wait and see. Yikes, they had all the time to work on these uniforms for Sharon Rogers and Luna Snow, and this is the best they could come with, and these are their babies. Wowzers. I'm not looking forward to the new uniform that will be coming at some point for a character like Wolverine, because that man been shafted for decades. I'm laughing, boys, but I just want to cry. Okay, I had so high of hopes, man. I was literally wishing on a star that Luna Snow would be ABX meta and still be able to do World Boss Legend. It doesn't look like she's leaving the ABX anytime soon, and it doesn't look like she's moving into World Boss Legend anytime sooner. So let's take a look at Crescent. Okay, so Crescent's uniform bonus is still doo-doo. Oh my gosh, they're still keeping this garbage of a uniform bonus for her, where there's an 85% activation rate and there is a 9-second cooldown. This is so stupid, man. Why not just make this a flat buff that is there all the time? 15% critical rate and 20% skill damage and bonus damage being active all the time. Most characters have this as a passive. Bro, do you guys remember that Moon Knight has like 40% bonus damage and skill damage as his uniform bonus? And you guys can't even give Crescent 15, 20, 20? You know what? It's fine. It's fine, because this is gonna be up all the time anyways. It's just so dumb that there's an activation rate. Why even bother with the whole activation rate thing? Like, yeah, you have a 15% chance of not getting your uniform bonus. So stupid, man. Maybe I'm complaining over nothing, but it just seems so stupid, right? Before, it was a 4-second duration with a 4-second cooldown, and it was only 30% regular crit rate. Now it's 15% guaranteed crit rate, so this is gonna mesh well with a CDB of Rage if she becomes ABX meta. We'll have to wait and see. Whoever is designing these cooldown times and these duration times, you're an idiot. Moving on. I don't care if you guys hate me, man. I'm gonna speak my mind. Like, why even put a cooldown time on that? You want it to stay up all the time, right? Because there's no other reason why you would put 10-second duration and 9-second cooldown if you didn't want it to be up all the time. So why even do that? Why even do it? It just seems so unnecessary. Am I tripping, guys? If you want something to be up all the time, why put an activation rate when you're gonna make the duration longer than the cooldown time anyways? It means like literally 1 second after it comes off cooldown, you'll get it back again. Why even bother? Just seems so silly. Just overly complicated for no reason. Just say it's gonna be up all the time and move on. Anyway, so the leadership for Crescent, it applies to all allies now, so that's really good. That's actually a big buff for her because she was a leader for the combat class for the longest time. Now it's just for all allies no matter what, so this is a big change. Massive buff here for Crescent, so kudos to her for that. Or kudos to them for that, so I can get more use out of this. Now, as for her passive, they did improve this by adding a 50% chance to increase critical damage by 30% on critical strike, so that's actually pretty good. It's not great, it's not top tier. We've seen them do way better. We've seen them gone as high as 150%. So 30% is not anything crazy, but hey, a buff is a buff is a buff, right? Especially when they gave Sharon Rogers a whopping 5% chain hit. But then again, she was already so strong, so hey, it is what it is. Let's move on. Maybe they don't want money from Sharon Rogers. Maybe they want money off Crescent because Crescent is a paywall character. So we'll see what happens over here. Now, moving on to her tier 2 passive, they actually buffed this significantly by increasing her basic defenses from 5% to 50% and then giving her 30% damage reduction. However, they took away half of this passive because before you would actually buff your summon by giving it an additional 15% all attack and 15% all defense plus some super armor to make it so that your summon could not be guard broken. So Crescent is actually now focusing more so on herself and not so much the summon. We'll see if the summon is any use besides just pulling aggro and dying constantly. I doubt it though. Let's move on. In ABX, maybe you could have done a little bit more for you, get you some more points, but it is what it is. Let's see if she can stand on her own 2 feet. Okay, so the one skill here is still just a pile of doo-doo because there's a 100% chance to be immune to all damage for 1 second. They decided to keep that the same. It was exactly the same before. Now she has a counter attack. Okay, so counter attacks when defending against an enemy attack enables attacking enemies who have activated the ignore target effect. So if you're in an iframe, Crescent can still hit you with the counter attack. She has stun, silence, which is good for ABX, and then she has a guard hit. She has the same accumulation that she had before. However, they did buff it slightly by actually making it so that it lasts for 7 seconds. Before, it only lasted for 4 seconds. So that's actually pretty good. You can keep this up pretty much all the time. There's only going to be like a 0.5 second gap because this is 15 seconds. So cut that in half, that's 7.5 seconds with a 7 second cooldown. The accumulation is pretty much the same as Sharon Rogers accumulation. But if she's an ABX character, you're not going to get hit too much. You're not going to get hit too often to accumulate the full amount of damage. So we'll see if it actually ends up working out for her with longer duration now on the accumulation. It might work out for her. Okay, we'll see. Moving on, we got stun, fracture on the 3rd skill. On the 4th skill here, we got stun, we got defense down. They bumped up the heal from 10% to 15%, and now she can reflect 100% of physical damage received up to a maximum of 150% of her attacks. So kind of like Luke Cage. And then she gives herself a 40% all attack, all defense buff plus 6% all speed. That's actually pretty good. That is significantly better than what she had originally on her 5th skill. Actually no, because before her 5th skill gave her 25% crit rate. So let's see if they actually kept that crit rate buff there. Oh yes. Okay, so she gets a new buff on her 4th skill basically, because before that attack buff was not there. So they gave her a 40% all attack buff on her 4th skill, and then they basically kept the attack buff that was on her 5th skill and then increased it by 5%, because before it was 25, now it's 30. Okay, paralysis is here for ABX, penetration, invincibility. Okay, so she can cover 2 seasons of ABX by herself. She can do paralysis and she can do silence. She just needs to figure out the whole burn thing. Let me just check her tier 3 real quickly and see if she has burn on it. No, she does not have burn on her tier 3. It's been a while since I've used it, but it's not. And also keep in mind that similar to Dr. Doom and War Machine, on her tier 3, Crescent actually has that super charge rate for her accumulation, so similar to Sharon Rogers as well. It was just never that great because her accumulation didn't last that long. Now that it's lasting a little bit longer, you might be able to see some more out of her. Moving on to the rest of the patch notes, as we expected, White Fox is getting her tier 3, but she's not getting a new uniform because the old one, they want to make sure that one sells when Christmas rolls around for 30 bucks. So get your wallets ready. Interesting thing that they did here for White Fox is they added burn damage on her tier 3 with silence, which essentially makes it so that she is compatible with Luna Snow for every season of ABX, and she's also going to be compatible with Crescent as well. So if Crescent becomes ABX meta, White Fox is a big part of that. And if Luna Snow continues to be ABX meta, which I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, then White Fox is going to be a big part of that as well. Is White Fox tier 3 the coolest thing ever? Not really, but it's pretty cool, right? It is pretty cool. Looks like she's firing off like spirit bombs and whatnot, just blowing up on everybody, so that's pretty cool. The hits on Crescent's tier 3 Moonlight Shockwave has been increased, and in addition to that, we have the previously released rifle chest. However, this time we can see what's inside it. It is just biometrics for Sharon Rogers with some tier 2 mats, some gold, and some tier 3 mats. Nothing crazy. I'm not buying it personally. I don't think you should buy it either. In addition to that, ooh, this actually looks really good. Agents of Atlas themed update celebration looks pretty cool. And then we see 40% off on the uniforms. And then down here, what is this? Okay, they're going to be giving out some rewards for ranking up the uniform. There's going to be energy bonus mission, and you're going to get some rank 1 black antimatter as a surprise gift and whatnot. Okay, 50% discount on card removal. That's cool. Don't be reforging your CTP. It's only 2 times the chance. Always wait until 3 times the chance. Black Friday is coming up. They're probably going to do 3 times the chance for Black Friday, so keep saving your CTPs until then. That's all I have to say to that. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Are you still excited now that you've seen what the uniforms look like? By the way, she looks kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie. She looks like a space Power Ranger or something. Okay, she kind of looks cool. I'm talking about Crescent. Luna looks okay. Sharon looks like, you know, like she about to mess some people up. But like, I think the sleeper might actually be Crescent. You know, the sleeper might actually be Crescent. So I'll catch you in the next one. Be safe. Peace out.